the 13th edition or episode of the hearing of the House Quad Committee, which is still ongoing. As in the past, this one is expected to go far into the night and maybe even until the wee hours of tomorrow morning.
So far, the mega panel of the House of Representatives has cited 2 former law enforcement officials in contempt.
And in that same Quad Committee hearing, former PDEA Chief Wilkins Villanueva was also cited in contempt. Let's get more information on this and other topics covered in today's ongoing inquiry from none other than Quad Committee Lead Chairman, Congressman Ace Barbers. Congressman Barbers, thank you so much for joining the big story again and for stepping out of the hearing to take our call.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Sean and Denise.
Okay, we know that the hearing is still ongoing. At the moment, of course, Denise and I were watching the whole day, but we had to stop to go to work. What is currently on the table?
Well, right now, the current situation right now is that a member of Congress is asking questions to a certain Miss Mooking. Miss Mooking is apparently the person in charge of the payment for reward for all the killings that happened under the War on Drugs program. And apparently this is the Davao model. And now she's being asked and questioned by Congresswoman Jinky Luistro. But earlier, we had as our resource persons the families of the victims of extrajudicial killings that happened one in Batangas, one in Cavite, and one in the province of Rizal, which happened last 2023. And until now, unfortunately, justice has not been served. So they seek and ask for an audience with the Quadcom so that they can relay their story and ask for the assistance of the Quad in order to bring to justice the perpetrators of those crimes.
Okay.
So far, we're still in the thick of discussions on the issues of drugs and extrajudicial killings.
Okay, I know there's so many topics to unpack here, but first of all, earlier this morning, at least in the beginning part of today's hearing, you also cited in contempt Police Colonel Hector Grijaldo, I believe because he snubbed the hearing 4 times. Now, how would this work? Because as reports have it, no, Congressman Barbers, pati yung police force, they have kind of no idea now where he is. Supposedly, he's been absent. But we heard the testimony of the police doctors earlier, and then they said that they were able to see him in the hospital, but that was, I believe, December 5, December 3, somewhere around that time.
That's correct. Yes, I think he's confined presently at the Pasig Clinic. Somewhere in Pasig, there's a clinic where he is confined because he has undergone a medical procedure last November. And until now, he's apparently still there, no? But because there was already a contempt order issued by the court, by the Quadcom, we are now asking the Philippine National Police to escort him and bring him before the Quad tonight, no? And if that is possible, because according to the Philippine National Police medical doctors, when they assessed Colonel Grijaldo, he was healthy, he was ambulatory, and therefore has no reason not to attend. So now we are compelling the Philippine National Police leadership to bring him to the Quad so that he will be detained as approved and adopted by the Quadcom committee.
Okay, last question on the contempt citations. Congressman Barbers, how come you guys agreed? Can you just inform or explain to the audience why former PDEA Chief Wilkins Villanueva, his contempt order will start or his detention will start kumbaga on Jan 13 or pag-resume ng sessions, but for Colonel Grijaldo, it's not the same case?
Well, Colonel Grijaldo has failed to attend purposely for the last 4 invitations. And we were quite lenient, we were quite accommodating as to his 3 previous absences. But in this fifth absence, then perhaps we felt that this was an insult to the committee and maybe lack of, not just lack of respect, but definitely an insult to the committee. These government employees must realize that there is such a contempt power granted by the Constitution to the congressional committees. And of course, we do not do this based on our whims and caprices. There are discussions before a contempt order is implemented. And as you can all see, in all our hearings, we try to deliberate. We try to ask the members if they have any objections or any amendments to certain motions. And there seems to be in a united decision by the members who are present when we cited him in contempt for violating our rules, the internal rules, the Section 11 and Paragraph A, which states that failing to appear before or failing to acknowledge the invitation by the committee. So these are the reasons. This is one of the major reasons why he was cited in contempt.
Congressman, as mentioned earlier as well, former PIDEA chief Wilkins Villanueva was also cited in contempt, and it was Congressman Paduano, no? Why was he cited in contempt, sir?
Oh, so you mean General Wilkins Villanueva?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. Well, he was cited in contempt because he was lying before the committee. He was not, first, he was evasive. Second, he was not telling us the truth. And that was a motion again by Congressman Paduano, where majority of the members present did not object to. So the chair has to rule that a citation for his contempt be issued. That's the reason why we all agreed that we cite him in contempt and detain him in the premises of the House of Representatives.
Okay, heading into today, which is the 13th hearing of the Quadcom, Congressman Ace, you did say that you're going to release a progress report. So this is kind of like a partial report, at least on the topic of POGOs, which, as you guys have said, matatapos na yung POGO part ng investigation. I suppose that leaves illegal drugs and EJKs for next year, right? But with regard lang to the POGOs, I mean, sometimes I ask myself, Kong, no, what's the point? Kasi tapos na naman eh, di ba? The ban is effective in just a few more weeks, December 31. What are we really hoping to get out of here? I also heard na Cassandra Leong, no? So she's related to the POGO part of the inquiry. She's also asking na matapos na yung kanyang contempt citation and for her to be released. What are the updates with regard to that progress report and also those that are detained with regard to POGOs?
Well, you know, the issue of POGO, in spite of the fact that the President has issued a directive to cancel all the IGLs or the POGO, the permits issued by PAGCOR to all POGO operators, there seems to be a circumvention, no, by these POGO operators of this directive of the President. And we continue to investigate because we'd like to find out who are the people behind, who are the government officials who are behind these illegal POGO operators. And, you know, I believe because these are Chinese nationals, I don't think they will just come here, operate it without anyone helping them, assisting them, or any higher official of the country that would enable them to operate and continue their operations. So we are continuously receiving reports and information as to the possible involvement of several government officials, no? And we'd like to dig deeper in that. That's why we will continue to investigate.
Okay. Just confirming, Congressman Barbers, that the progress report is due out somewhere between December 18 and 21. Can you confirm that?
Yeah, hopefully, no, if we can, after tonight's committee Quadcom hearing, we'll probably start working on our progress report by tomorrow until maybe Tuesday, Monday. and maybe Tuesday we can report it out to the plenary.
And I know that you said that we have to wait for this progress report before we can find out who these 10 retired and active government officials who you're recommending to be filed charges against. But
Well, yeah,
yeah.
What I said was the report would be very, very interesting. Why? Because this is the only committee report where more than 10 proposed legislation, remedial legislations, will be submitted by a committee. First time ever in the history of Congress, maybe, in Philippine Congress. No? Second, yes, there will be some, based on the testimonial evidence and documentary evidence that we have, we will probably recommend filing of some administrative cases against government employees and perhaps even criminal cases against certain personalities. And hopefully we can put all this evidence together so that we can recommend, and this recommendation will be the basis for the appropriate agency or agencies to start their deeper investigation.
Congressman, can you also give us a rundown of what has been accomplished in the last 13 hearings and also the possible legislations that would come out of it?
Nako, modesty aside, medyo marami. Kasi I think if I'm not mistaken, based on the progress report, initial progress draft report, nakita ko doon, I think we have around 16 proposed legislations and some recommendations for administrative cases and criminal cases. That's all I can say for now.
Okay. Alam mo, actually, kung tinatanong lang yun ni Denise, because you previously said, na pagka sinabi mo yung charges, medyo mahuhulaan na namin kung sino yung 10. But last question.
Yung 10 or 15, these are remedial legislation as a product of this committee hearing. But recommending the filing of charges, yes, we do have some names, and we will bring this out in the open after the plenary approves the committee report.
Okay. One last question, Congressman Ace, and this is somewhat has to do with the Quadcom still. I remember just, I think, a week ago or maybe a week and a half ago, you were targeted by trolls online, accusing you of being a drug addict, etc., and your brother too.
A drug lord, worse than that.
Okay,
a
drug lord.
Even worse than that, because they were accusing me of being a drug lord.
Exactly. So after that, though, 2 congressmen, I think it was the newly married Congresswoman Migs Nograles and Congressman Chino Almario, they filed this anti-troll bill, anti-troll farm bill. Are you going to support that? Are you guys going to be taking this up?
Yes, definitely. I think most of this is not to go against trolls or vloggers, as they call them. But the reason why we want to pass this law is because we want to regulate the use of social media as a means to sending out information. Because some people, they use this to make money. As we all know, if you get X number of views or shares and likes, you can monetize, in some social media platforms. And when you do monetize, the more controversial stories you issue or you come out with, then it becomes more reason for some Filipinos to view this. That's the sad part here, We want to regulate, of course, not to stop them from expressing what they want to say, but only to regulate. There must be some sort of accountability and responsibility in doing these vlogs. If you perpetuate or peddle fake news, there's a law that would punish you. Diba? So dapat they should all realize this, because it became suddenly Filipinos became digital marites or fake news peddlers, and some of them are not paid for by narcos. Some of them are paid for by POGO operators just to hit back on
Pero yun nga, Kong,
the
no?
Quadcom
How are-
investigation.
How are you able to say that they are, you call them, that's right, narco trolls or narco vloggers? How sure are you na galing talaga sa drugs yung TF nila, yung talent fee?
You see, look, who's going to benefit in this peddling of fake news against the members of the Quad Committee? Who? Who are we investigating? Diba? We're investigating drug syndicates, drug personalities, and even POGOs, diba? So, and these vloggers, they have high-paying jobs because they can monetize and get X amount, for their posts or their content or their vlogs. And who would pay them? Siyempre, the ones that will pay them are those that will benefit, di ba? So, yun ang aming tingin. And that's the reason why we said, probably these people are paid for. That's why we call them the narco vloggers, narco and POGO vloggers. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, well,
Hindi naman lahat, let me just be clear, no? Hindi naman lahat ng vloggers ay masama. Only those that peddle fake news, create contents that has no basis at all, and only to malign and impute malice or maybe even destroy the person. Yan ang mga narco-vloggers. The rest are okay. If it's a public information dissemination effort, that's fine. We would appreciate that. If they hit us on the way we conduct the hearings, they hit us as poor performers, or they hit us as walang kwentang mga congressman, okay lang yun. No problem. We won't even mind. But once they say that Congressman Barbers is a drug lord, or maybe even Congressman Benny Abante is a drug pusher, and Dan Fernandez is a kunyari a drug user, ibang klase na yon, ibang usapan na yon.